Alright, that time it worked. So, I tried to start the stream like 3 times. It wasn't working, but there we go. Now it's working. I'm kind of liking the look of this, I'm not gonna lie. Just like this is clean, right? I feel like my chart doesn't feel chaotic like it used to, right? I don't know. I definitely don't mind having it look like this. But S&P's just in the right hand side. And obviously, and then if I want YM, I could just switch it to YM like this. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is maybe a way cleaner setup than what I had. So, I'm gonna actually save this as a new template. I was like, is my mic on? Yeah, it is. Save layout. Uh-oh, I saved the wrong layout. Whatever. S&P right hand side. Okay, I saved that as a new template. Anyway, guys, today in this live stream, we're going to be reviewing price action for September 5th, 2025, Friday. Yeah, we'll just take a look at what we had and see what we can learn from it. So, with that, let's jump right into it. So, very nice S&T here. This ended up being 1 hour Phoenix model. This is really interesting. Kind of. All right, we have S&T with both of these highs. There's definitely a lot we can learn from this. That's the point, right? We have S&T with both of these highs. What was this, a significant high? So this was previous week's high. Oh my gosh. Wait. We have S&T with previous week's high. Oh wait, I'm looking at charts from a while ago. Still, I'm just kind of fascinated by this. Anyway, let's actually just not look at that because it's not recent. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of fascinating though. I do kind of want to look at it because look, it's S&T with previous week's high. And then S&T with previous day's high. That's actually pretty cool. Anyway, let's move on from that because that's not current price action. So right now, we had this high that we swept. I need to turn this on previous month's highs as well. Oh, it already is on. Okay, where are they? Previous month's high. Previous month's high is right here. Right? Sorry guys, I'm just kind of looking around. Hmm. Anyway, I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. Let's just move on from this. I was gonna see if there was previous month's high SMT, but let's just move on. So, what did we have going on today, and what can we learn from it? Well, we took out this high here. It's the old previous week's high. So we swept liquidity here. Once again, we're just gathering information and learning. Previous week's high. And from here, so nice liquidity pool. Then on the lower time frame, we actually might have been in a 15-minute gap as well. I remember looking at this. Yeah, so this is a 15-minute fair value gap. I actually had this marked out, and I liked this. I noted this 15-minute gap, and honestly, I was considering trying to frame a model off it, and clearly that would have been really smart to have tried to do. So next time that happens, I might be more aware to frame a model off of it. Okay, 15-minute fair value gap. And then essentially what happens, right? Within this, we get a 1-minute Phoenix model. What's Phoenix model? Well, it's when we have a rejection block, right? S&P takes the high of that rejection block. We might need to go on the 30-second actually. Yeah, the 30-second one is the most clean. So 30-second rejection block right here. Look at this. Maybe we should just mark it out as a 1-minute one. So this 1-minute rejection block is this wick that swept out all these highs, right? This was a market open. So 1-minute rejection block. And then you see how it swept out all those highs. And I had this whole thing marked out on stream, but yeah, I should have just taken it. And then anyway, we ended up getting SMT here with this. Let's see if it was 90-minute SMT. I'm actually curious. Yeah, this was just so nice, and I called this out on stream too. So yeah, 15-minute for value gap, 1-minute rejection block, SMT with this high. This rejection block was nice. Why? Because this rejection block sweeps out the highs of this range. And so look at how the market respects consequent encroachment of this. Beautiful, just beautiful. And then we go lower, so accumulation, and then you can consider this an inducement of this low, of this high, right? So Phoenix model. And then inducement of this high into consequent encroachment. And I was so close to taking this on stream, guys. I was so close to. But I don't know. I should have just done it. But oh no, the reason I didn't is because I already took a loss. Yeah. That is why. So yeah, inducement. And these are going to be the high probability rejection blocks, right? So let's measure out the high why is this a high probability rejection block? Because it swept out all those highs. And then, yeah, soup into the consequent encroachment of the rejection block. Stop loss at the high. And then we can take this down to the 8th standard deviation. That's just so clean. Guys, you can't argue with that. And then, yeah, induces that high, and then runs down to the data low. Let's go ahead and screenshot this. $9.52. Wow, it happened right before the macro too. Actually, you know what? Let's add that as a confluence. Look at this. This happens going into the macro. So 9:50 to 10:10, right? This is our macro time. Let's actually drag this up so we can actually see previous week's high. Okay, flow state mini, because we're entering a consequent encroachment of the rejection block. So let's make a new folder for today. 9/5/25, Friday. And this is going to be flow state, oh no, 9:52 Phoenix mini on the 1 minute. And the reason it's mini, like I said, normally Phoenix model is you just enter a rejection block with SMT, but in this case we're entering at the midpoint of the rejection block, so it's a Phoenix Mini, and it's a 1 minute time frame. Once again, guys, I just love looking at these markets. They're so perfect. So another thing you could do is, since this is a 1 minute rejection block, we can look for 5-second confirmation. So 1 minute key level. This is why if you can just if you really are locked in, you can take really high probability trades, and if you have a time and price aligned. Unfortunately, it's not always me. I wish it was, but it's not always, right? So then we get this very nice displacement, then 5-second change in state. So, I mean, maybe you could catch this. I'm going to be realistic and say, well, actually, no, honestly, there's no reason why you couldn't be able to catch this. I'm not even going to lie, guys. Why not? Why not? 5-second change in state, we close. I mean, obviously, you have to be perfect, but one day I'm going to catch trades like this. I'm not stopping until I do. It's hard, though. But yeah, if you see us react off consequent encroachment, like if I could just freeze time in this exact second, which I can't, but if I could, objectively this would be an amazing trade. But it's hard for me to make a decision that fast, right? But objectively, if I could freeze time, this would be an amazing trade. I mean, I can't. It's crazy that people can like comprehend what's going on a 5-second chart and then make a good decision, right? But people are that good at this. It is that, like, it's that insane. So I'm gonna call this 952. So this is a Phoenix model, so it's a flow state Phoenix. 952 flow state Phoenix, 1 minute 5-second. Saving that. And then we'll look at the other version of it where it's regular change in state right here. Honestly, you could probably put your stop loss above the volume imbalance. Honestly, I would take this one as a flow state mini, because I wouldn't, with this much displacement, I would anticipate the change in state to hold right away. crazy how many ways there is to take a trade within these markets. So yeah. Scan. I probably put stop loss once again. Only part way up to the high because I'd be taking this as a flow state mini. Okay. 9:54. Flow state mini. 1 minute, 5 second. This is why I backtest, guys. Just get a little better every single time. And then we had this giant RTH gap which got filled. Okay, let's see what else we have, right? This was a 15-minute fair value gap, 1 minute change in state. Let's actually drag this out back here. Right, 15-minute gap, 1 minute change in state. So you could take this like this. Right, where we sweep the high. And then we honestly don't need that really. We don't need this. Bring this down. This is what a good setup looks like, right? And then RTH gap. That would be basically one of the main ideas for the trade is that this RTH gap is likely to get filled. So, right, you see what I'm saying? This overnight gap, amazing draw on liquidity. So we have 15-minute fair value gap, RTH gap, and then this ends up getting filled, right? If we measure out standard deviations of this, bang, bang, down to the fourth. Yeah, down to the fourth. I would target the third though, because the end of the RTH gap aligns with it. Actually, I would target the RTH gap getting filled, which you can see that was the exact low. So this is what a high probability setup looks like. I wish I could just take these all the time and, you know, see them instantly. Sometimes it's not always that easy. I wish it was. And yeah, 1 minute change in state. We get that right here. We retest it right here. And then targeting RTH fill is a 3-to-1. This was the most realistic, clean setup of the day, right? $9.57. Oh man, it's like, I mean, I know there's always opportunities, but I'm just so bad at trading sometimes. Like, I just don't see them. You know? You ever feel like that? You guys ever feel like that? So 9:57. I actually kind of want to post this as trade of this day. Flow state, retest, 15 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. This is trade of the day right here. You could even take this as a flow state mini if you had conviction, right? In that we should not come above there. Because this is a breaker, right? So if you took this as a flow state mini, then it would look like this. And then this would be 4.4 to 1. Dude, one day I'm going to hit trades like this. It's going to be like, just, oh man. It's just like, it's beautiful, right? Yeah. 9:57. Flow state mini. 15-minute gap. And the reason I call it mini is because I'm not putting stop loss all the way at the high. In this context, because there's a breaker and because I wouldn't think you need to put it all the way at the high. So 9:57. Flow state mini. So anytime it's a mini version on a flow state trade, it means I'm not putting stop loss all the way at the high of the manipulation leg. Yeah, 9:57 flow state mini, 15-minute gap, 1 minute change in state. Wow, guys, look at this. Look at how we fill this. I mean, so perfect. Jeez, dude. And what you can do is, once again, time frames are fractal, guys. It's so perfect. You can drop down a lower time frame. Look at the algorithmic displacement that occurs here, right? Look at the algorithmic displacement. I just need to point this out. Look at this, right? RTH gap. We get SMT into this 15-minute gap. And then we get algorithmic displacement. Breaking a low here. Once again, I don't care if it's a legit breaker structure. It's whatever, right? It's displacement, right? Displacement. Displacement. All this is displacement. So this is what I care about. Is the market displacing? Yes. Right? That's telling me stop the market's turning on the algorithm, right? The algorithm starting. So you can see every single one of these gaps is held. It's exactly what we want to see. That's how you know this is an algorithm and not random, right? So, like, if you are a super good trader, which I'm not, but if you were a super good trader, every single one of these 2022 gaps is a pyramid. I mean, I'm not there yet, but what I'm saying is every single one of these 2022 gaps is a pyramid. And then there we go, man. Down to go fill that RTH gap. Bro, this is so trading is so cool. Like, the perfection is just crazy. Yeah, so 953 2022 gap. And yeah, this would be a 5-to-1 if you took this as a 2022 model. Oh yeah, I was gonna measure this out from high to low and see if we hit equilibrium. Yeah. Notice that equilibrium gets hit, right? So first I'm going to show how this is, algorithmically displacing towards the RTH low. Right, you see this? These markets are perfect. I just imperfect. You know what I mean? So once again, algorithmic displacement at play here. You can just tell, right? Algorithmic displacement at play. And so once again, every single one of these 2022 gaps theoretically could be a pyramid if you had conviction. So like, could you imagine if you took that, each one of these as a pyramid? Like this. You might actually be the GOAT if you did that. Inducing this high. Bro, could you imagine? Oh my gosh, you would be actually the GOAT. And then once again, another inducement into the 2022 gap right here. Every single one of these is just bang, bang, bang. Man, imagine that. 2022 pyramiding, right? You see it? You see how you can pyramid off these 2022 gaps? So yeah, here's the regular one, right? The regular one is just this high here, and then we go down to the low. So I'm gonna mark this out, right? And I put stop above the breaker in this case, right? And then let's get rid of the other ones. What is this? 953, 2022 model, 32nd. Crazy. There's so much opportunity in these markets, guys. Guys, I need to go to the gym. I haven't been going. I need to go. Let's just keep going. Just keep going here. See what else we got. Once again, just want to keep getting better. So, you know, this is, you could definitely make the case that this is a 1 minute 2022 gap. There's no official break of structure, but once again, I think displacement is the key. Displacement is the key, not break of structure. So this is, well, I don't know. I'm still gonna mark it out, right? So 2022 model on the 1 minute, 954. Once again, I don't care it didn't break structure. It's not about break of structure. It's about displacement. 954. 2022 model, 1 minute. Okay, I think we're good with that. Let's save that. Then, you know, we could take this as a 2022 plus, right? We go look on the lower time frame, find a 5-second change of state off of this 2022 gap. Which would occur right here. So this is 2022 plus. It's a model I made a while ago. You essentially just look for a line time frame change in state off a 2022 gap, which occurs right here, I guess. Look at that, right? Look at that, look at that, look at that. You still think these markets are random? Cause what? No way, bro. No way. No way. No way. No, absolutely no way, right? It's impossible for these markets to be random. Yeah, you could even enter on the retest of it. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Bro. No way. Yeah, let's just say that you entered on the retest. Dude. What? I'm gonna call this, I guess I should call it, no, I'll just call it 2022 plus. $9.59 2022 plus 1 minute 5 second. Just keep getting better, right? Oh, you know what? There's probably a propulsion block here. Yeah, look at this, right? I mean, if you're just on side with the market, propulsion blocks are crazy good. So here's the Fervaya gap. Here's the OB. And then here's the PB. And then that was on the 30-second. So yeah, we could go down to the 5-second probably. Yeah, man. So here's that Dynamis model, right? I'm not going to mark this out. I just want to screenshot this. I don't want to have to drop the trade. $10.04. So in this case, I'm aligning the 30-second with the 5-second because I really don't want to go below the 5-second. And yeah, it's pretty cool how precise these markets are, guys. Right, we popped above our time level, 9:30, 8:30. Where's 7:30? Why is he not here? Show up. Okay, let's save that. Yeah, I mean, SMT occurs above all of our time levels, right? Once again, these markets are perfect. Stop complaining that you're losing because you got more work to do. Stop blaming the market. Stop saying, "Oh man, the market's just it's not no. The market's doing exactly what it was intending to do the entire time. Because smart money, the best traders have the best edge, which means they have the most money to deploy in the market, which means the market's going to respect their capital the most. Right? Yeah, time levels, here we go. SMT occurred above all of our time levels, right? That was another key confluence for the manipulation. Now, I wish I could just freeze time and be able to figure all this stuff out. Unfortunately, I can't. I'm not a computer algorithm, unfortunately. But alright, I'm gonna take a break here. Let's see how the gold block dealing range fit in with this. Alright, let's bring this up one. What? It's not on half settings? Why? Dang, man. Look, the RTH gap low aligns with the low of the gold block range. And then up here, this is a fair value gap partition, and that's where the high was. So from here, okay, let's go to the 5 minute. Anyway, it is interesting that the high occurs within the fair value gap partition. Right? Bring this down one. Let's actually go down. Let's look at one down. I'm actually curious. Let's look at 81. Oh, let's bring this up too. Wow, I actually think this was pretty precise. Wait, maybe not. Let's look. Nope, it was. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look. Rejection block occurs at the high of the dealing range. You get manipulation. And then our 2022 fair value gap forms right here, which is right below the 2022 gap partition. Right? Pretty cool. But then again, we don't quite go up to the fair value gap partition, but I'm noticing that it doesn't quite totally matter. Okay. Market maker sell model aligned with Goldbach 2022 gap close to FVG partition. Okay. Okay, new day opening gaps. Let's look at this. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break. Okay. Anyway, let's keep looking around. Yeah, let's see if there are any inverse or value gaps. Yeah, this rejection block was so nice. And, oh, man, it's so interesting because S&P, like, automatically swept it. Like, instantly. Oh, yeah, new day opening gaps. RTH low and new day opening gap aligned there. Back test of event horizon. It's like so cool how the market interacts with these gaps. London low swept. There might have been an opportunity at, well, this was super early in the morning, 8:30. Yeah, I don't know. Thing about this is, yeah, we ended up being in quite a deep premium. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, I don't know if anyone's even watching. Probably not, but at this point, I am just gonna chill out and listen to music, and then I don't know, I might I'm probably gonna go to the gym, and then I might live stream on my chess YouTube channel later tonight, my secret chess YouTube channel. So, I'm gonna listen to music. So yeah, if you guys wonder why I'm not talking, it's because I'm listening to music, so. Wonder if this was a 90-minute SMT. I don't think so. Yeah. But you know what it might have been? Hey, what up, trader? Hey, bro. Sorry, I was just listening to music, so I wasn't talking that much. I'm good, dude. I'm just kind of looking at price action, dude. I took a lot of good notes already. A lot of interesting stuff happened today. Super, super precise. We go to fill the RTH gap. Look at that. Now what I'm wondering is, I'm actually wondering if this is like a microcycle SMT, meaning, actually let's just draw it out because I don't want to have to get the indicator. So 730, 9, and then 10:30. Okay. So what I'm wondering is, okay, so this is from 9 until 10:30. This is one quarterly theory quarter, right? I need to split this in half. I guess I've never really had to split time in half before. I think this is the midpoint. 9:45. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the midpoint. Dang, bro. Look at this precision, right? So bang, bang, bang. So wow, this is actually crazy. Wait a second. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty cool. Look at this. This is what I keep saying. Wait a second. So SMT with the highs of these two quarters. So this is not a 90-minute SMT. This is a What is this? 20 minutes? 22-minute SMTs. Dang, man. I need a new template for this. This is sweet. Look at this. Discovered something new today, right? Look at that. 22 minute 20 yeah, and I don't even like getting the quarterly theory indicator. I just like drawing it out. But what color should I make it is the only thing. Dang, dude, this is crazy. The other reason I'm like so blown away by this is look, right? The true open is right here. And then look where the manipulation happens. That's crazy. No way. Okay, we need a new time level. 922 is a very important time level because it's the quarterly theory true open. Dang, bro. Is that right? Nah, that's so cool. I can't lie. That is so cool. I can't believe I just discovered that. That's actually pretty cool. Like I literally just discovered this. Like I'll just sit on the charts for so long that I'll just think of something and then I'll randomly be like, "Wait, that's actually really cool." And that's how I've learned most of the stuff. I've like you literally just watched me discover this in live time. That's crazy. Yeah. Like I said, you literally just saw me discover this in live time. What did I call this? Yeah, it's insane, dude. I literally just discovered this. Wait. 922. Nah, cuz this is really cool. It's just so cool how everything fits together like a puzzle, you know? So yeah. Bang, dude. I'm honestly going to make another template for just 922 because I don't want to have to deal with the whole entire thing every time. That's pretty cool. I can't lie. I can't lie, guys. So you see how this is how we identify the manipulation before distribution. That's crazy. That is so cool. So yeah, this is a 22-minute sequential SMT with 922 true open. That's so sick. I'm putting this in the Discord because this is sick. What do I even call this? I'm just gonna. No, that's insane. Jerry, bro, look at this, dude. Tell me quarterly theory is not real after looking at this image. That's insane. Except the only thing is, right, I think I disagree with Day because he says that it's AMDX. I'm not gonna lie, I would consider this the manipulation. This is the manipulation in my opinion, but I don't know. It's just a little intricacy that I disagree with him on. But dude, 22-minute SMTs, dude. Oh my gosh, what the heck? How is this so perfect? No, genuinely though, genuinely. Like these markets, they're just perfect, dude. It's not, dude. I've been through it for a long time, bro. Jerry, dude. It's all true. It's all true. It's not. This is not a. This is not a phase, Jerry. This is not a phase. 100% not a phase because guess what? It's all true. It's all true. It's not a phase. You watch. I'm gonna clip this video and then come back in 3 years. and come back in 5 years. No, it's not though. It's not. It's all real. It's all happening. Dude, oh my gosh, Jerry, dude, bro. Objectively, oh my gosh, bro. It's these markets are so precise. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. It's not a phase I'm going. I've been into quarterly theory for, you know, almost a year now. Same like Goldbach, like 6 months. Oh my. Okay. Whatever, Jerry. I'm just saying it's powerful stuff. I'm not, you know, whatever. It's not like a phase. It's just the truth. But whatever. Okay. Oh man. Bro, look, objectively, this is happening. I just think that's so cool. Dude. Look at that. Event Horizon. Tap perfectly. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep doing me. Yeah, well. Yeah, well, Jerry, I understand keeping it simple. That like I agree, and I'm not saying that isn't the right thing to do. I think keeping it simple is the right thing to do, but I also want to have a deeper understanding of these markets just for my own personal sake of my own personal interest in these markets. It's not because at the end of the day I'll take the simple trades. I'll take the simple inverse or value gaps. I like the simple trades. I'm not saying that it's bad. But at the end of the day, as my own as a personal on a personal level, I love how precise these markets are, and I love having a relationship with the markets that's like ultra precise. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be keeping it simple because we should, but the fact that these markets are so precise, to ignore it is just stupid. That's what I think. So anyway, genuinely, very cool guys. But yeah, let's just keep looking around. I mean, we literally called this high live, which is kind of cool. There's just so many. It's just one confluence of many, right? Because we also tapped consequent encroachment of a 1-minute rejection block, right? Oh, you know what I'm actually curious about? Maybe there was a precision swing point. No way. Oh. Wait, you guys see this, right? So this candle on NQ is green. This candle on ES is red, making this candle a precision swing point. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing me. Appreciate the feedback though, but yeah, like I said, it's just I want to understand these levels, markets at a deeper level. Nah, I really do not think it's a phase. I think it's the truth. Now I don't know. You would never get filled here, but I still think that's cool. So yeah. 1 minute PSP at the high. Okay. I guess let's just get rid of everything and then keep looking around more. I don't really know exactly what to look at now. I guess I kind of want to see if there are any inverse or value gaps. I don't really think there were. Yeah, I don't think that there were much inverse or value gaps. I don't know, but today was very, very perfect. And I think this was literally like the sniper entry of the century right there. And wow, it was a 1 hour CRT as well. That's so fascinating. So right when 10 a.m. opens up, we just dump. That's actually, I'm going to screenshot that. Observe how this 1 hour CRT happens. When this 9 a.m. candle closes, it closes as CRT. Do you get what I'm saying? When this 1 hour candle closes, it closes as CRT. So 10 a.m. distributed lower. Once again, these markets teach you. You don't try and you just observe what happened. Here, I'm gonna actually, whoops. There's a 5-minute IPG just be the left, the S&T on the left. Oh, really? Yeah, we'll look at that. We'll look at that. But yeah, look, 10 a.m. opens right after we get the CRT, and then we dump. So 10 a.m. dumps after CRT. Once again, guys, I could review these markets probably for 24 hours straight, and I would still find new stuff to look at. It's just so crazy. It's so crazy how precise and how interesting these markets can be. 5-minute IPG. Yeah, oh, to the upside. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so at this point, I think I noticed this 5-minute inverse value gap, but it was not light bulb to me. I mean, I didn't like it. Because, mainly because, I don't know, it just looks, like it's not an obvious sweep. It's not an obvious sweep. It's not a lot. It's not an obvious. I mean, obviously it's bullish, but it's just not. Maybe it's a trade Dodgy would take. It's not a trade I would take. There's no obvious sweep. It's not an obvious LRLR run. It's just a nice 3-candle inversion. That's not my style. But I see what you're saying. That's just not what I personally would not take that. Yo, what up, Cave? Dude, it's been a while. Dude, I'm doing good. Just taking notes, learning, and getting better one day at a time. Trading's been mid, not terrible, but not amazing. It's just okay. It's just decent. But I'm every day I just get a little better, so. But I just think these markets are so precise. It's so crazy. Man, yeah, and then 5-minute rejection block. You could there's probably a 30-second change in state here. Yeah, okay, wait. This is actually stupidly clean. How did it take me this long to see this? 5-minute rejection block. Then we end up getting S&T. You know what? I kind of want to do. I kind of want to do it like this. Dude, it's one day at a time. We just keep getting better. I mean, it's a long process. Okay, this is my new favorite way to look at the charts now. Uh, 'Cause, I mean, I feel like I just have so much more room. So, 3 asset on one screen. I'm not gonna lie, I like this a lot better. I feel like I have more room. Before, it just felt like I did not have room. Now I feel like I actually have room to chart and queue. Oh, what the? Why did it not save my... Okay. Alright, anyway. Yeah, this is nice. And then, yeah, I can just really easily look for SMTs with YM and with ES on the right-hand side. Yeah, it's my new favorite setup here. Dude, these markets are so precise, though, and this whole narrative of, you know, like, people are just, like, trying to blame the market for their losses, and I'm like, dude, no. Like, stop saying it's not the market's fault. The market's perfect. We just gotta learn from it. That's just my opinion. That's why I'm here backtesting at 7:39 on a Friday night, because I don't know, man. I can see through the lies of everyone else saying, don't trade lower time frames. They are random. No, dude, they're ultra precise. Don't trade higher R trades. It's like, no, dude. No. It's the same people that we have to ignore. I'm not even gonna lie. The same people that you have to ignore to even be in trading is the first place. You also have to ignore people within trading telling you not to do stuff if it makes sense to you. For me, lower time frames are ultra precise, right? They just add additional confirmation. For me, if I'm right, I want to minimize my losses as much as possible and let my winners run. When I'm wrong, I want to minimize that loss as much as possible. When I'm right, I want to take partials out and scale. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily the market's hot or cold, Cave. It's mostly just a matter of, because everyone goes through their own personal hot and cold streaks. And so, your cold streak might be someone else's hot streak. And we all see the market a little differently. What up, random guy? Good morning. But what I do think is the market is perfect. And I think people trying to say, oh, yeah, the reason this failed is because of this. It's like, well, no, the market did exactly what it did for a very specific reason. And you just got to learn from it. I really do think that the people who think about it, just conceptualize it, the people who got to be the best in trading and got to where they are had the best edge in the market. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So the people who get the best edge make the most money, which then means they have the most influence in the markets. And self-fulfilling prophecy, right? The greatest edge, the greatest traders have the most influence, right? So I do think the markets are perfect, and I'm honestly not really ever changing that belief because it's just common sense to me. Right? 2:40 in the morning, trader. That's crazy. Yeah, this data low is good. Yeah, don't beat yourself up though, because it's a process, right? My thing is, I just want to work on controlling myself to not take the stupid trades, because I'm okay with taking losses as long as they're good losses and quality losses. But when I take a loss, like, that I know was not actually that good, that's when I get upset because I know that I should not have taken that, right? And that's when I get upset. I want to make sure my losses are quality losses, and it's not that easy, but one day at a time. Man, there's so much to review every single day. I mean, we kind of noted this earlier in the morning, but the reason we had this giant pump up in the morning is because we ended up having SMT. But when I came to you live, bro, I made 16K in a single month. Now it's only been 500 to 600 months. You're still making money, it sounds like, dude. That's really good. 16K in a month, that is, you realize that's like insanely good. Like even if you have one bad month and then a couple 16K months, it averages out to really good. So, don't beat yourself up too much. But yeah, I'm fully trading on personal now because I don't trust prop firms and I want to be able to, not feel bad about taking a big win and having to deal with consistency, right? The prop firms basically just saying like it's very limiting, and I'm like, no, I want to be able to, if I have conviction in the draw and liquidity, I want to be able to hold it and not have to basically be punished for it. I don't want to be punished for having conviction in a draw on liquidity and taking a bigger win. That's what I find annoying about props, and that's why I'm trading personal now. So I just want no consequences for bigger wins. I don't know, man. I feel like, yeah, this actually kind of was nice. So 5 minute fair value gap, we actually get SMT with Asia, maybe even SMT with London. Yeah, what I'm saying though is it's like it's not that the market's hot or cold. It's just going through different phases and different people see the market differently. But it's never, the market's never hot or cold. The market's, in my opinion, it's just your view of the market is hot or cold. But the market, in my opinion, is always right. Yeah, so we had SMT. Oh, you know what I haven't looked at in a long time that I want to look at is, I keep forgetting to look at it. Why is my computer not charging? I want to look at range projections. And I was actually thinking like maybe what if we could use range projections as a confluence? Like, let's say a PD array lines up perfectly with a range projection. Then I might use that as a confluence for that PD array to be higher probability. So, I don't know if that made any sense, but I'll show you what I mean. Let's see. Right? So, there's midnight. We end up getting SMT below midnight into this gap. So, if you guys don't know, whenever we get SMT below midnight, or any time level for that matter, right? That's just going to be super, super high probability for the market to expand the opposite direction. So if we measure out this range, right? Range projections. What's range projections? Basically, you just take the accumulation range and you just measure out projections. And I need to mark this out. I'm not gonna wait. Why am I not seeing 1.5? That makes sense. That makes sense, Cave. That's fair. So yeah, what I'm saying is like, see how this 1.5, okay, lines up perfectly with this fair value gap. Maybe this is a bad example. Let's actually go on the 15-minute. I don't know, sometimes it lines up super perfectly, and that's when I'm like, dang. Like those 1 hour bodies line up right with the second standard deviation. So what I'm saying is you take a range projection, use it as an additional confluence for your trade, and you might be like, what is he talking about, dude? This is so stupid. This is so stupid. Why are you talking about? No, bro. Go look. JCap literally uses range projections. He takes range projections all the time. So yeah, there's second standard deviation down, and then wait, and then we go. Wow, we go all the way up here. So I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe 5 minute gap, we get SMT below midnight, and then with a 30-second change in state, with this much displacement, all you take is this 30-second change in state. And honestly, I would have conviction in the displacement that I could put stop loss only part way down, probably. So I'd go like this. And then I guess this actually is not that good of a trade. If I'm being honest, that's not high RR, but yeah, anyway. Just a thought. Yeah, the RR is not there. I'm not even gonna rock it down. But yeah. Yeah, when the good trades happen, they're always going to be obvious. Just a matter of spotting them. Nice 3-minute breaker. Ooh, see, look at this, right? All time frames are fractal, so I could take a 3-minute breaker here, and then look for a 15-second change state delivery off of that breaker. Right? It's like there's a million opportunities every single day. But most people are too blind to not even just see that, but also admit it. They don't want to admit it for some reason. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. So yeah, SMT below midnight, 3-minute breaker, 15-second change in state. We do not come back to tap it, but you could theoretically enter on the close. It's just crazy because, like, you would think there's just so much opportunity, it should be easy, but it's not. It's not. You could just probably target 2R. I don't know if that's high probability or not, but I'm gonna mark it out, right? I mean, let's see if we go to the fourth. Oh, we go just short of the fourth. We do end up going to the fourth, but not till later. Wow. That's interesting. 3-minute breaker, 15-second change of state. 8:43. That's not super obvious. I probably would not take that, but I just like marking stuff out, even if it's not obvious. It's just taking notes is kind of my thing. So, not 8:43. Flow state close. 3-minute, 15-second. Yeah, 8:43 flow state close, 3-minute, 15-second. You should try and be profitable with a 30% win rate. That's honestly what That's honestly what I've been thinking, because you guys know how precise I am, right? I was just actually not necessarily obviously you're never trying to get a 33% win rate, but my style is definitely more precision. My style is definitely more when I'm right. I prefer to let the trade move towards the high probability draw on liquidity and then scale out. Obviously take partials, right? But when I'm wrong, I want to be able to cut the losses. I want to be able to cut the losses fast. And so, yes, dude, in all honesty, I have been thinking about that, and I was talking about this on stream with this guy, SK, and we were like, with these markets being so precise, it is, in my opinion, it's stupid to not to risk more than you need to in your stop loss, and that's why I personally, it makes sense for me to have a higher R trade. That, as long as it is aligned with time and price. I'm not saying just do higher R trades blindly. You gotta align time and price. But dude, I'm on the same page, and I'm actually, with my personal account now, I'm actually kind of getting into that, right? I'm gonna be starting to not necessarily always take higher R trades, just depending on the context and the draw and liquidity, take the RR that makes sense according to the situation. And that's just, that's just me. That's just my style. Yeah, I'm not doing 1-20s. I'm not doing 1-10s or 1 to, I'm saying, mostly just saying in between 1R and 5R on average, right? But I'm okay with hitting the 5Rs because, dude, 1 5R is that's a huge win. That covers tons of losses. Yeah, 1-20. If you could, random guy, if you could do 30% win rate 1-20, you would be chilling, but it's really hard. But then again, right? When you're right, you're gonna bank. It's not necessarily max, right? I trail out. So realistically, right, Cave. So this is realistically how I do it. For instance, today, this is the trade I mapped out today. Is we had a 1-minute rejection block that swept out all these highs. And yes, I actually called this live. I just didn't take it. But this is really, really a really sweet trade. 1-minute rejection block. Yeah, 1-20s are hard. It's psychologically hard too. Okay, look at this, Cave and random guy. One-minute rejection block swept out all these highs. So this is a high probability rejection block because we swept liquidity. And then this for Phoenix model, all you need is SMT, a rejection block, and yeah, you want to have that rejection block ideally have swept liquidity. And that's it. That's all you need. And you can enter at the actual rejection block, or you can enter at consequent encroachment. And if you enter at consequent encroachment, it's essentially double the RR. And I call that Phoenix Mini. And I called this live, but look at this, right? I called this live, and this is what I mean when I say trail and scale. Like, it's never all or nothing. You can take partials all the way down here to go fill this RTH gap, right? We had this giant RTH gap. You can take partials all the way down and then trail your stop loss, and your trailing stop would just never get hit this entire time. And then you could even get to a point where you literally just put a trailing stop in and then you just keep trailing it, and you can see how powerful it can be. Like, this would have been all the way down to the low. This would have been 27-1. So, but I did call this live, which is pretty sweet. But down to that RTH gap low, it's 13-1. And the reason I like this is because we're essentially entering on an inducement of this high, which is kind of cool. So I really like that trade. That's what I mean when I say my style is definitely more precision than it is having to be right all the time. Let's see. I might take another break, and I'll come right back. I don't know. I feel like I've reviewed the market pretty well. I might just be done. Yeah, guys, I think I might just be done. Yeah, it is hard. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I might just be done here. But yeah, go watch the live stream, because I was. If you watch the live stream, I was uncertain when it happened. I was like, I don't know, this could end up working out, but then after it ended up happening, I was like, wow, that was really good. Okay. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream, and I don't know. I might make a. Okay, man. Yeah, seems like your stop and profit is fine, Jake. Yeah, exactly. Like, it just kind of depends on the context. It depends on the context and the drawn liquidity. But yeah, you can see if you just trail your stop to where we shouldn't get stopped out. I mean, it just keeps running, right? But like I was saying, I'm gonna end the stream probably because I don't know, I'm just getting tired, and also I don't know if I'm gonna make the market recap tonight, but I'll probably make it later this weekend. So, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me.